Hey, what's up, guys? This is Josh from Upright Health, and I'm here solo today to talk to you guys a little bit about anterior pelvic tilt. Now, I'm going to share my story of anterior pelvic tilt with you and share some of the lessons that I have learned from my experiences, and hopefully that could maybe help some of you guys who are dealing with some of these similar issues. So, when I was young, I played a lot of sports, and one thing that I think that led to was kind of adopting a anterior pelvic tilted overextended posture because, you know, in a basketball game, when the play stops, you're tired and you sometimes just want to relax your body. And my body a lot of the time would dump forward with my pelvis and my chest would pop up. And interestingly enough, I've seen pictures of myself when I was really young and in videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I had this at such a young age, right? It developed early for me. And over the years, I think that pattern just became really ingrained into my physiology, my body, right? Like this, my body just naturally wanted to adopt that position a lot of the time, right? And interestingly enough, I think for a long time I thought that that was a good posture, because I thought having my chest up was what I should be doing, right? I don't want to slump, so I was here, and I remember walking around school with my backpack on, just kind of like this, right? Now looking back on it, I can see that I was so extreme into that posture, into that extension and anterior pelvic tilt, that it wasn't good for me at all, right? Now, I got away with this, faulty posture and positions for a long time. I played 3 sports in high school. I played college basketball, and it never really affected me too much. I had some bumps and bruises along the way, a little bit of knee pain here and there, but I got through, right? So it wasn't brought to my attention until I got done playing basketball, I got done with college, and I started lifting weights on my own, and I'm trying to do some of these movements like squats and deadlifts, and I just really wasn't progressing at all, right? And I was like, why aren't I getting stronger? A lot of my friends are getting stronger. We're doing the same type of training. What is wrong with me? And that forced me to really look at what was going on in my body, look at my movement and my posture, and eventually I saw, oh my gosh, I'm in a lot of extension, right? I'm very anterior pelvic tilted, and that is not letting me progress in what I'm trying to do, right? So from there, that took me on a journey of trying to get myself out of this extended posture. And to tell you that I'm, have perfect posture now and I never get into that position would be a lie, right? I think I still have to be conscious of it today, but I am way better than where I started, and I don't really have any issues with it anymore in terms of pain or dysfunction or anything like that. So the first thing that I found to help was just to get myself in a better position. And what I found is that, I started looking at what are the right stretches and exercises I need to be doing for anterior pelvic tilt, right? And I found that if I just did those exercises and stretches, that it wasn't really fixing me at all, right? Maybe I'd get some relief from some of the tight hips that I had going on, some of the lower back issues that I had going on, but it didn't do anything to fix my movement. It didn't do anything to fix my posture. And this is when I had this realization that, okay, doing these exercises and stretches is not enough. I need to consciously think about what my body is doing in everyday life and while I'm exercising, right? So I started thinking about getting myself back to neutral through actually posteriorly tilting my pelvis a little bit, right? And as soon as I started doing that, a lot of my aches and pains started going away, and a lot of these stretches and exercises that I was doing started becoming more effective. I started actually feeling the right muscles kick on. I started actually feeling like my front of my hips weren't just on fire all the time from being so tight, right? So if I can offer any type of suggestion to you, it would be consciously thinking about what your body is doing throughout the day is probably going to be the most effective thing in alleviating some of these pains and ailments that you're having from anterior pelvic tilt, and for getting yourself just back into a better posture, right? There's no exercise that's going to fix you. There's no stretch that's going to fix you. They're just all tools that you can use to engage the right muscles, maybe relax some of the muscles that are really tight, and then allow you to just adopt this better posture all the time, okay? So the other thing that I found was in terms of muscles, right? Which muscles are we looking at here? And we have a lot of videos on the channel explaining what anterior pelvic tilt is and some exercises in helping you correct that. So you guys can check those out. But for me, what I found is that my core and abdominals were very weak, very weak. And it was something that I always took for granted that they weren't weak. So, I had a six-pack, right? If I got lean enough, I had a six-pack. That's not something that I'm trying to brag about. I think that in my mind, I just thought, well, I have a six-pack, so I have strong abs. And I think that my abs were not totally weak, but they just weren't coordinated to work right, to hold me in the right posture and to work as stabilizing muscles during movement, which they should be doing, right? That's kind of their job. So understanding that and then starting to train my core in the right way to stabilize my spine and my pelvis was very, very effective for me. And once I actually started doing that, my movement just really took off, right? And I started getting stronger. Those struggles that I had with not progressing in getting stronger and moving better, they all kind of dissipated. I started getting stronger. I started feeling better if I did something like run or go out and play sports with my friends or something like that. I just felt very much together how you should feel when you move, and how a lot of people do naturally feel that don't have these issues with anterior pelvic tilt like you and I do, okay? So that was, for me individually, I found that my abs were pretty weak. That might not be the case for you. For you, you might need to kick on your glutes more, your hamstrings more. You just have to really explore. And that was the thing for me, is it took me a while. I understood what was going on, but that didn't mean that I was fixed, right? I had to keep diving in, and I had to keep trying different exercises, right? Keep consciously thinking about what I was doing with my spine and my abs and my pelvis while I was doing something like a squat, right? Just keep experimenting. And the thing is you may get into some frustration, but if you can stay calm and just take all these as learning experiences, I guarantee that you will be much better at the end of your journey, right? Because you will find success eventually, right? One thing might not work, but that doesn't mean that the next two things won't work as well, right? Okay, so moving on. The end of my journey, I guess it ends now here, and I actually created the Fix Anterior Pelvic Tilt program a few years back in 2013 or so, because I've found all these things to be so effective, and I found what worked to me, and I wanted to share it with other people. And then me and Matt kind of worked together to revamp this program and to make it as effective as possible. And now it's something that I and Matt are very proud of, and I think really gives you the tools to fix yourself and to experiment and find out which of these exercises and techniques are going to be most helpful for you. So now I get to work with a lot of people who have these issues, and it's very rewarding to help them get better, because they are sometimes where I was years ago, and I can tell them that, hey, look at me, I'm not overextended, I don't have a lot of anterior pelvic tilt now. I have made it to the other side, and I can help you get there. So I hope that you guys can take something from this story. I think that everybody's going to have their own unique journey in getting themselves healthy and getting over issues like this. But if you can just take one thing from someone else's story and kind of apply what they learned or something, mistakes that they made to your own journey, then you're one step ahead already. Okay, guys, that is the video. I hope that you remember that pain sucks, life shouldn't. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and comment. And be sure to subscribe to Upright Health for more great content in the future.